Namaste Brilliance. I welcome you back to our science class. I hope all of you are fit and fine and safe at home. So let's begin our science class. In our last class, I'm teaching you chapter sound of 8th class. Okay? In our last 4 lectures, we have studied about what is sound, how sound is produced in our body, how sound propagates and how the sound is heard by us. And along with that, we have heard the characteristic, we have heard and studied the characteristic of sound, which are very much important and necessary to study the wave properties of sound. Okay students, now whatever we have done in last class, as I have told you students, everyone, that in our today lecture, part 5 of our lecture, we are going to study some numericals based on the characteristic of sound, which we have studied in our last class. So with that, I can able to know that how much characteristic you are able to understand, how much definition you are able to understand, and you don't find these numericals in your book, so pay attention to it students. So let's start our class with some numericals. So first, numericals. Students, so we will going to do some 7-8 numericals. So let's start with some numerical based on the amplitude. Okay, so I am giving you two waveform. Okay, it is one. It is second one. Okay, so you are having two waveform. It is wave 1, it is wave 2. Now among these four, you have to tell me which one has more amplitude. Listen student, which one has more amplitude? Think about it, take your time. Recall the definition of amplitude. So what is amplitude? The maximum displacement from the mean position. Now what is mean position? This baseline, this line mean position, maximum displacement. So here displacement is this much, but here displacement is this much. So maximum displacement in this case, second waveform. So what we will say? It is 1, it is 2. Case 2 has more amplitude. Understood students? Now similar based on that, in our last class we have also studied what is loudness. Loudness is that property of sound which depend upon amplitude. So among these two waveforms which are given to you, if I ask you which has more loudness or which is more louder, so what you will say? Case 2 has more amplitude, so it is louder. While in case 1, sound is feeble. Okay students, now second question, similar type based on the amplitude. Okay, now see very carefully. Okay, 1, 2. Okay students, so it is distance time graph of a wave, similar in this case. Okay, distance time graph. Okay, now consider here -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Here 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This type of graph is given to you. Okay, so these two waveform is given to you. In this, the wave is traveling some distance in some time. Okay, so these two graph. So among these two graph, you have to tell me what is the amplitude. Okay, so what I told you, amplitude is always measured from the mean position. So it is a mean position, and amplitude can be either upper side or either bottom side. And amplitude is always positive and it's in meter. So 0, it is 2. So this distance is 2 meter. So here in the first case, amplitude is equal to 2 meter. While if you look in the same, both are the same diagram. I have just only changed the scale. Okay, 0 I have taken in the first graph I have taken 0 level this side. But in the second graph, I have taken the reference of 0 level here. Okay, but the mean position remains the same. It is the mean position. Okay, students. So, what is amplitude? Displacement, maximum displacement from the mean position. Okay, so it is mean position. It is a maximum. It is a maximum displacement from the mean position. So both of these are the amplitude. So it is 2, it is 4. So 4 minus 2 comes out to be 2 meter. Similarly in this case, it is 2, it is 0 level. So 2 minus 0 equals to 2 meter. So in this case also, amplitude comes out to be 2 meter. Clear, students? Not tough numericals. Now I hope you understand both the concept carefully, and by the help of these numericals you can relate the definition of amplitude easily. Now after this we are going to study some more numericals which are based on the time. Okay, like time period, or you can say time. So let's start. First, recall the definition of time period. Question number 3. Okay. Now, again, I am giving you a graph. Okay. It is pressure, say pressure versus distance graph. Pressure versus distance graph, I am giving it to you. Okay. Now, take pressure and time. Pressure and time. Okay. So, I am giving you a graph, pressure versus time. Here on this side, pressure is here. On this side, time is varying. Okay. So, it is a waveform given to you. I say let's time in second. Time in second. So if it is 1 second, this much time 2 second, this much time 3 second, this much time 4 second. Okay, students. So the wave is traveling with time. Okay. Now you have to calculate time period. Calculate time period. Okay, so recall the definition of time period. What is time period? Time taken by one wave. Okay, or time taken to complete one oscillation is called time period. So it is half wave, it is one wave, one full wave. So this much is one full wave. So what I said, that what is the definition? Time taken by one wave. Time taken by one wave. So what is the time? 1 second, 2 seconds. So time period equals to 2 seconds. As I told you in last class, the unit of time period is second. So that's why the time period will be second. Next, and very important numericals, student, see carefully and pay attention to it. Okay, and I hope you open up your ears and as well as eyes. Now, fourth numerical. If a pendulum make 20 oscillations in 4 seconds, calculate time period. So what I say, if a pendulum makes 20 oscillations in 4 seconds, now you have to calculate the time period. Okay, numerical is understood by your statement, easy. Now write whatever is given in the statement, we will write down the solution. But science can be related. If you know simple mathematics, by the help of simple mathematics also you can solve the science easily. Okay, and it helps you to understand also. Whatever we study in mathematics, the application of mathematics means where you use that mathematics is used in science. Okay, so by the help of science you can study the application of mathematics. Okay, so write whatever is given in the statement. So time taken by pendulum to complete 20 oscillations. See what I write in the solution. I have written whatever is given, the time taken by pendulum to complete 20 oscillations, means in 20 oscillations how much time taken by the pendulum to complete 20 oscillations? Yes, what it is? 4 seconds. Now what is the definition of time period? Time taken by pendulum to complete one oscillation, it will be 4 by 20. And what is time taken by pendulum to complete one oscillation? What is that? That is a time period itself. So time period comes out to be 4 by 20. 4 ones are 4, 4 5 20, or you can write 0.2 second. Clear, students? Now from this numerical you are able to take out a formula of time period. So whenever you have to calculate time period, how you can calculate time period? So time period formula you can write down along with you. Okay, whenever you are studying, you can write down this formula also, because you will not find in your book, neither in your notes. So time period equals to total time divided by total number of oscillations. Total number of oscillations. Like you see here, to time period equals to total time divided by total number of oscillations. Okay, so by this way you can calculate the time period of any pendulum or of any device. Okay, clear, students? Now we will solve some other numericals based on the frequency. I hope, students, you are able to understand the concept of time period as well as the amplitude. Okay, the numericals help us to understand the definitions easily. Okay, so if any point of time any definition is not understood by you or not clear to you, so by the help of these numericals you can understand these definitions easily. Okay, so I am trying to explain you the definition with the help of numericals. Okay, students, so now let's move to our fifth numerical depending upon the frequency. Okay. So again, I'm giving you a waveform. Okay. One, two. Okay. So you have case 1, case 2. So you have to calculate among case 1 or case 2 which has more frequency or which has more pitch. Okay, you have to calculate which has more pitch and frequency. Okay, students. So now what is frequency? Frequency is a number of cycle in 1 second. So suppose if this is 1 second or this much is 1 second. Similarly here this much is 1 second. So number of cycle in 1 second, it is known as frequency. So till here how much cycle it has completed? 1.5. So 1.5 cycle is completed in first case, but why in this case 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So more number of cycles is completed at the same time. So what you can say from both the graph, case 2 has more frequency as compared to the case 1. So case 2 has more frequency. In last class we have studied what is pitch. So pitch is a characteristic of sound which depend upon the frequency. The higher the frequency, higher will be the pitch. So what can you say? Case 2 has more frequency and it also has more pitch or higher pitch, or you can say that case 2 is shrill voice. Okay. Now after that, next question depending upon frequency. If a pendulum makes 200 oscillations, if a pendulum make 200 oscillations in 1 second, if a pendulum make 200 oscillations in 1 second, then calculate frequency. Okay. So recall the definition of frequency. Take your time, students. Recall the definition of frequency. What is the definition of frequency? I hope you remember it. Yes. So definition of frequency: number of oscillations in 1 second or in waveform, number of cycle in 1 second. So just check it out. How am I able to solve this numerical? So number of oscillations. Say now, if pendulum make 200 oscillation in 1 second, then number of oscillations in 1 second. How much oscillation it has covered? 200. So number of oscillations in 1 second is what? That is frequency. That is frequency itself. So frequency comes out to be 200 Hertz. Clear? Easy? Okay, let's try one more. See if you are able to understand depending on the same. Okay? So let's try one more. If a pendulum that is an easy one, I think. I will give you some difficult one. Okay? So that your topic and doubt is also clear. And also these numericals if you understand and try to solve this numerical, you will be able to crack the exam of Olympiad, NSO or any other exam. Okay, so if a sound wave complete 10 compression and 10 rarefaction in 5 seconds. Okay, in 5 seconds, then calculate frequency. Cover one. Okay, read the statement carefully again. A sound wave has complete 20 or 10 compression and 10 rarefaction in 5 seconds. Then you have to calculate the frequency. So recall the previous concept which we have studied previously. So what is that concept? I told you a sound wave consists sound wave travel in the form of compression and rarefaction, students. So one compression and one rarefaction. This is compression, this is rarefaction. It is compression, bottom one, rarefaction. So one compression and one rarefaction is considered as one wave. Okay, one compression and one rarefaction considered as one wave. So see it carefully. 10 compression, 10 rarefaction. So total number of wave or cycle. How much? 10. Understand? 10 compression, 10 rarefaction. Total number of cycle, total number of wave equals to 10. Okay. Now total time. How much time given to you? That is 5 seconds. Okay. So solve it. Let's see if you can take out the answer and match with my answer then. Okay. Try by yourself. Then only you are able to understand it. Try to solve it before me. I am able to solve on the board. Okay. So where we are, total number of waves. So you have to calculate the frequency. Now number of cycle or wave in 5 seconds. How many cycles are there? 10. How many number of wave are there? 10. Number of wave in 1 second. What you will get? 10 divided by 5. How much? 2. So number of wave in 1 second. What is that? Number of cycle in 1 second. What is that? Frequency itself. So frequency comes out to be 2 Hertz. I hope some of you are able to calculate this numerical answer easily. Okay? It is a little complex one. So the question can comes out to be in this way. In here you will get like the statement can be comes out to be if a pendulum make 200 oscillations in 4 seconds, then calculate the frequency. So what you will do? Number of oscillation in 4 seconds. How much? 200. Number of oscillation in 1 second. 200 divided by 4. So frequency comes out to be 200 divided by 4. That comes out to be 50 Hertz. Okay. Clear, students? Now one more numerical we will do, and after that we will proceed the chapter. We will continue to our chapter. I hope you like all these numericals. Okay. Let's see how much you will remember of class 7. In class 7, you have studied about chapter called time and motion. So, I will relate a concept, some from this topic or this chapter and some from the last class time and motion chapter. Okay, so let's see. 8th question. Just see it carefully. I will explain you the question. What I am doing right now. Okay. Looks good. Well, I'm not too good in diagram. I hope you're able to relate it. Give me a second, just you will understand it this way better. Okay. 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 So I'm giving you again two diagrams or figure 1, figure 2. Okay, same pendulum, same length, same size, same mass of the bob. Now what I have done here, in the first case, I have taken the bob to a upper level and then release the bob. So the bob go to that side equally, come back and start oscillating. Similarly, in this case, what I have done, same pendulum, same length, same mass of the bob, but I displace the bob to a lower extent. Means I don't take it to upper level, I just take it little bit and release it. So it will also oscillate, start oscillating. Now from the both, you will have to calculate, find out which has more amplitude. Which has more amplitude, first part. Okay. So in our last class, what we have discussed, what we have studied, what is amplitude? Maximum displacement from the mean position. So it is a mean position, and it is the extreme position. So displacement is this much. In this case, it is mean position, it is extreme position. Displacement is this much. This much displacement is there up to height which it has gone. This much. So try to see which has more amplitude. Okay, this one or this one. Figure 1. So what you can write? Figure 1. The bob has displaced to a higher height, so it has more amplitude. More amplitude. Okay guys, now from the same graph, if I ask you, first part is answer, second part, which has more time period. Think about it, it's question of class 7. Which has more time period? See if you can get it right. First one, second one. Yes. So, relate the concept carefully in last class. What we have studied. Time period of pendulum depend on 3 factors are there. First factor, it depends. Time period depend upon the length of the string. Higher the length, higher will be the time period. Smaller the length, lower will be the time period. Second factor, time period does not depend on mass of the bob. What it means? If a pendulum is of mass of the bob is 50 kg or this mass of the bob is 100 kg. So both the time period will remain same. Why? Because time period does not depend upon the mass of the bob. Second part, next part, third one, that amount of bob displaced. What it means, that no matter if you displace the bob little bit, no matter if you take the bob to a higher height, no matter how much you displace the bob, time period will remain the same. So what it means, here you displace a bob too much, here you displace the bob little bit. Okay, so mass of the bob is same, length of the string is same. So which has more time period? No, both the figure or both the pendulum have same time period. Okay, so both have same time period because time period depend on the length of the string, which is same in this case. Okay, so I hope students you are able to crack all these numericals, or if you are not able to crack, I hope you are able to understand these concepts. So on the basis of this, you can solve many different types of numericals. Okay, so now start our class. Okay, that is types of sound. Types of sound. Okay, so in your book you will find maybe two types of sound. I will try to write down in a different way. Okay, in a tabular form. So what is two types of sound? One is audible, another one is inaudible. Okay, so audible and inaudible sound. Now see, sound which is heard by human being. Humans are called audible sound. Sound which can't be heard by us are called inaudible sound. So what is that? Sound which is heard by the human being, by us is called audible sound, and those sound which we don't hear is known as inaudible sound. Now I am speaking this lecture to you, so this sound is audible. You are able to hear it. Okay, so that's why that type of sound is known as audible sound. Now there is some frequency range up to which your ear will respond. Like if you take out anything, any machine or anything, any device, it has some limit up to which it works. Above in the limit and lower than the limit, the thing or the machine does not work. Similar thing, ear is also a type of machine. It also has some parts to it which do different kind of work. So ears also have limitation that up to which the sound can be heard. So there is a frequency range above in which the ear will respond. Below or above that frequency, the ear will not respond. Okay, so frequency between your range between 20 Hertz to 20,000 Hertz. Okay, or 20 kilohertz. Okay, like 1 kilogram. 1 kilogram equal to 1000 gram. Similarly, 1 kilohertz equal to 1000 hertz. Okay, so the range in which we can hear it, what is audible frequency? So what is audible sound? That sound which ranges from 20 hertz, 20,000 hertz, we can hear it easily. But those sounds other than below 20 hertz or more than 20,000 hertz is referred as inaudible sound. So sound having frequency below 20 hertz and above 20,000 hertz is called inaudible sound. Okay, now example, it can be heard by human being, dog or any other animals. Okay, so some other animals like dog, deer, tiger, they can hear some of the sounds which cannot be heard by us. Okay, dog, deer, tiger. Dogs can usually hear the sound from 20 hertz to 25,000 or 30,000 hertz. This much range dog can easily hear. Okay, there is a whistle called Dalton whistle. Okay, dogs can hear that it produce means sound of frequency range more than 20,000 hertz. So we cannot hear that type of Dalton whistle sound, but dogs can easily hear that whistle. Okay, so what is audible sound? The sound which is heard by human beings. We are talking about us, that's why we are calling it as audible. Audible rate differ from animal or person to, means mainly animal species to species. In human beings, the frequency range is 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. So sound which is heard by us is called audible, which is not heard by us is called inaudible. Frequency below 20 hertz and more than 20,000 hertz is called inaudible sounds. Okay. Now, except this, one more classification can be done. And what is that classification? That classification is classification of inaudible sound. Okay. So classification of inaudible sound. Okay, so what is the classification? One is infrasonic sound. Infrasonic, INFRASONIC. Infrasonic sound. Another one, ultrasonic sound. Yes, you know this very much. You are familiar with this word. Have you heard the term ultrasound? So ultrasonic wave. Okay. So infrasonic and ultrasonic. Infrasonic, ultrasonic. Now, frequency sound of frequency below 20 hertz. Below 20 hertz is called infrasonic sound. Understand? So sound which is having frequency lower than 20 hertz is called infrasonic sound. Sound having frequency yes more than 20,000 hertz is called ultrasonic sound. So sound having frequency less than 20 hertz is called infrasonic. Sound having frequency more than 20,000 hertz is called ultrasonic sound. Below infrasonic, above ultrasonic. Okay, so there are some animal which can hear infrasonic sound. There are some animal which can hear and produce ultrasonic sounds. So elephant, rhinoceros can produce infrasonic sounds, while bats, dolphin can produce ultrasonic sounds. Okay, so you might have heard from your parents or from someone that whenever the earthquake comes, okay, so elephant and rhinoceros or some other animal, they can detect it and they start moving here and there. What is the reason? Because when the earthquake begins, it comes with a small tremor, means it produces small frequency wave which we can't hear. Okay, so which we can't hear it. So what will happen? These elephant and rhinoceros, they are able to hear and recognize that wave. So what happened? They come to know that earthquake is coming. So they start doing some other. They are start showing some different kinds of behavior. So by that behavior, you comes to know that something about to happen. Okay. So why? Because they are able to hear the sounds of having less frequency, less than 20 hertz. Okay. So class, I end up my lecture here. In our next class, I am going to study, or I am going to teach you two topics. One is difference between music and noise. Another one we are going to study about noise pollution.